Should I wear them?
Yeah, but there's a little bit of stuff that you won't be able to hear without them.
Okay.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries. As we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion, delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest, Christopher Gonzalez, candidate, U.S. Congress 46th District. Welcome.
Good morning, Ron. Thank you for having me here.
Glad to have you with us. Let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we are celebrating today. We celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio, even Mondays. Today is it's National Periodic Table Day. I can't even spell periodic table. What do you do with a periodic table? Are you talking about the Renaissance period, or are you talking about the Revolutionary period? I don't know, because I think they might be talking science. And, you know, yes, I did go to Chapman College. It was not a university back then. Well, I didn't go back as far as when it was called C.C. Chapman College. I mean, that I don't go that far back, or California Christian College. Not that old. But, you know, they asked me about, to get my degrees, they said, you know, you have to have some sort of a science. And they said, you can take a legitimate science or a Mickey Mouse science. And I said, I had Disney, here we go. I didn't even want to think of it. Geology of national parks, I think, is one of them that I took. And I think there was something that was about the study of resort lifestyle. Something along those lines. You know, biology and chemistry and, well, mixology I took, but that wasn't, we didn't get we didn't get credit for that one. But today's also National Fettuccine Alfredo Day. I think that one's one that we can go without. A little bit of chicken on there. It looks like the picture we're showing might have some artichoke on there. I don't know. Mushrooms for sure. Yeah, it looks good to me. So even at this time of day, now if you are listening to us live, yes, we broadcast live every morning at this time on all of our social channels, our Vimeo channel, YouTube channel, all the normal places. Well, you can be interactive with us. If you go to StreamYard.com/Facebook, is it Facebook or user? I don't know. It's one of those. And go to one. If one doesn't work, try the other one. And then give them the ability. You can then comment on our what we've got going on. If you have questions, if you want to ask me anything, you want to ask any of our guests anything. I know we get some people with foreign languages in Russia that want, or I think it's my uncle from Nigeria sometimes pops on. But that's a different story. But hey, share our stream, like us, and all the other good things, the normal things. And we'll get you information on where we are, when we're going to be there, all that good stuff. Let's see what's going on in the world today, because we told you about the celebration. We sometimes want to look at the stock market. Sometimes we don't want to look at the stock market. But today it's not too bad. I'm looking at it. The Dow Jones Industrial Average looks like it's off about 19 points. The S&P 500 is off 9 points. NASDAQ off 44 points. Thank goodness oil is down $1 a barrel. But should we look at it? I don't know. It's Monday morning. Had a nice weekend. Did you have a nice weekend? Then I go and take a look at oil prices. Well, Lori's the only one out of our organization that has anything close to being a decent gasoline price. She's paying $3.18 a gallon right there in Louisiana. We got a race here between Jody at 364 and holy cow, Josh! I take off a couple of days, and you're up to 386. It was $3.80 when I left town. I don't even want to think about Calizuela. We're at $4.68 a gallon.
Ow!
Yeah, that's painful. $4.68 a gallon and going higher. We're 28 cents a gallon higher than the oil-producing state of Hawaii. Oh, wait a second. I don't think they produce oil in Hawaii. It's pineapples over there, and I don't think you can run a car on pineapple yet. Well, of course, in California, they want to run it on electricity, and we don't have any of that either. Or in wildfire season, they just turn it off. So what are we going to do then? $3.44 national average of a gallon of gasoline. There is no place in the country that gas on average is under $3 a gallon. Unbelievable. Yeah, elections have consequences. Let's continue to vote for the same people and see if we can get something different. Oh, wait a second. That doesn't work. Unbelievable.
You know better than that.
Yeah, it ain't going to happen. But, at least we understand. Did you watch some of the ball games? I mean, we're ready for the Super Bowl coming up. I'm ready. Who you picking on the Super Bowl? I've told we got to get do we have our phone number ready and our texting code ready for the Super? Oh, Josh is right on there. So we want to know, and it's for a $50 gift card. Somebody's going to win this $50 restaurant gift card. All you have to do is text 844-970-1990, 844-970-1990. Text in big game to 844-970-1990. You're going to get a form to fill out. I want to know who's going to win. Will it be the Rams or the Bengals? Tell me the score. First person to get the closest or spot on the score gets the gift card. That's it. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to buy anything. There is no purchase required. 844-970-1990. Again, text the word big game. No spaces. You can do it however you want to do it, but big game right there. Let's see who's going to win that. What else is going on in the world right now? Cancel culture. They're back at it again. I saw this story this morning. I had to share it. Now, you're not allowed to make a mistake in this world any longer unless you're a Democrat. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that, right? But somebody that's concerned, and I don't even know, is Joe Rogan a Democrat or is he a Republican? I don't know. I don't care. But, I guess they put together a soundtrack of him using some inappropriate language. And he admitted that it's inappropriate. But some of the cancel culture says, well, they need to get rid of him. Really? I mean, does that make any... Well, I guess they did it with the coach of the Raiders, so they could do it with anybody, right? So think about this. With Spotify, I'm glad to see this. And I'm going to share with you just, I can't give you anybody else's opinion. I get to give you my opinion. I can't give you anybody else's. Joe Rogan should not do anything to him. And I'm going to say, even as a Jewish individual, I don't think they should have suspended Whoopi Goldberg for her comments either. She was ignorant. She doesn't understand what race is. She doesn't understand some of these things, and she's entitled to her opinion. So canceling people out, suspending her for that, I mean, I'm going to tell you this. There's not a thing that I ever heard on The View that made sense to me. They're a bunch of loons, in my opinion. I don't understand how ABC has them as part of their news division. I think it should be part of the lack of entertainment division, but that's a whole different story. But canceling them or suspending them for saying something that you don't agree with, I don't agree with doing those kind of things. Joe Rogan should not be. I don't believe in the fact that, you've got this truckers convoy they're looking at doing in California or in the United States. Well, Facebook takes them off because they don't like the idea of what they're standing for. Are they going to do that to the veterans soon too? You don't like something a veteran says, so you just take them off. I have this debate frequently with people, and I'd love to hear what your opinion is on this one. So I have this debate over the people that put the blue line in an American flag. I am a big, big supporter of all law enforcement. In fact, every loan that comes through our division that I lead, every veteran, active or retired, reserve, firefighter, police, teacher, nurse, they all get a discount. We give every one of them a discount. I'm a big supporter. I am not a fan of defacing the flag, even if it's for something I support. Because then how do I go back and say, well, if it's something I don't support, you should not deface the flag? Just a thought. What's your thoughts on that one? Would you share them with me in the chat? Share them with me. You can direct message me. any of the above, you're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, we've got a great broadcast lined up for you today. Of course, I help produce it, so I always think it's a great broadcast. If I didn't, why, it would be pretty foolish of me, right? Consumers, they agree it's a good time to sell a house. I saw a story this morning. People would rather shop for a house than shop for a date. Really? I don't make this stuff up. They've got the statistics here. And running for Congress, why would you want to get into politics? I don't know, but we're going to talk about it. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Nikki is standing by to help you out. Dow Jones now down 33 points. The NASDAQ down 48 points. S&P 500 down 7.5. 10-year Treasury down 1 basis point. Mortgage-backed securities down 2 basis points. Does anybody care? Does anybody understand all that stuff? Well, there's a few of us that understand it, but you can get all that stuff on the super secret web. Well, if they want you to know about it before they censor it, Google.com usually has that stuff. But why is all of this happening? Why are the markets going the way they're going? Well, unfortunately, we've got a Federal Reserve that's a little bit behind the 8 ball. Well, maybe they're a lot of bit behind the 8 ball. Right? They don't understand that inflation is running very, very hot. They think it's transitory, although they did take that word out of their last statement. So we're running about 7% inflation. Now, here's the issue. I've shared with you that we will have, in my opinion, we will have a recession in 2023. It's baked in already, right? The government's going to stop spending their extra $5 trillion a year above their original $4 trillion a year, right? We're not going to get another $5 trillion package through the Congress, thankfully. And you've got a zero rate of inflation right now. So what is the real inflation? Well, real inflation right now is basically taking the federal funds rate, which is basically about 0, subtract from that the inflation rate, which is about 7. So we're at a -7. Whenever we get a negative reading that's lower than -5, it indicates recession on the horizon. So just another item right there. And the Federal Reserve is still spending $100 billion a month on mortgage-backed securities and treasury bonds. $100 billion a month. Think about that. Now they talk about slowing that down, but then the stock market goes down, and they don't like to see the stock market go down. So what are they going to do? They capitulate to it. They just give in. And when they talk about having 3 to 5 interest rate hikes this year, hogwash. It will not happen. They won't have the guts to do it, even though it would be in our best interest. That is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. Make the call, 800-306-1990. Ask for Nikki. She's standing by to help. This morning we get to chat with somebody who wants to make a change. I don't know why. When you think about what happens to politicians in our country anymore, people that want to serve our country. I mean, it just baffles me why somebody wants to do it, and why we've got so many people with such bad behavior when somebody's saying, something, I'm going to go out there and work my tail off to work for the betterment of our country, and then we chastise them and put their families through garbage and all this stuff. But Christopher Gonzalez wants to put his hat in that ring. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
Okay. Do you need a checkup or something? I getting into this lifestyle.
Yeah, it seems like I might need some mental health expertise.
Wow. Well, I don't have any of that because if anybody listens to me on a regular basis, there's a lot of people that say that I'm nuts. But that's a different story.
I've been told the same too.
So you're looking at the 46th district. Where is that?
Yeah, the 46 is kind of the central part of Orange County.
Okay.
It would include Anaheim, Santa Ana's, parts of Stanton, a little bit of Orange, a little bit of Fullerton.
You get some of everything.
Yes. Yeah, it's a great mix.
Right in the middle. So you're not you're the newbie.
Yes.
You're the contender.
Yeah. Yes. Coming in to challenge Lou Correa.
Okay. So that's an interesting one. So did they drop when they did the redistricting? I know that they redistrict for strategic reasons. So do they make it where there's any chance for somebody other than a Democrat to win?
No, not in this district. It's it is heavily Democratic. About 49% of the registered voters are Democrats. We're looking at somewhere around 22, 23 for the Republicans, and then we have
22 or 23.
Yeah. And
wow.
The non-party preference are even more than the Republicans. So there's a huge discrepancy between the two.
Well, that would make more sense to go non-party than go Democrat. I shouldn't say that, but that's just my world. Okay, so wow, you're a military man.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, oh, my pleasure. Every day was an honor to be in the uniform.
We talk a lot about the military men and women and our gratitude, right? Because if think about any other country in the world where you go and you say that the president needs to have his head examined, and I do that most times. And most of our politicians and Pelosi's just in it for her own pocket, right? So I couldn't say those things in other countries, and it's all because of the men and women of the United States military that we can say those things and have those freedoms.
Yes, I spent a lot of time at the VA. My dad's a vet as well, and my grandfather was a vet as well. My grandfather was a Marine in World War II. My dad was in right around Vietnam. And when
Dad was a Marine also?
No, he was a Navy guy. I forgive him for that.
That must have been some interesting challenges between Dad and Grandpa.
They get along pretty well because they're both part of the Department of the Navy. But Dad and I, come Army Navy game. That's a little different issue.
I've had some Navy and Marines in studio with me, and it's fun listening to the arguments between the two of them.
The exchange, yes.
So I guess Grandpa would probably say Dad never grew up.
He would say it's not a real force.
Yeah, most of the time I hear the Marines say that they're the grown-up part of the Navy.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
But in any event, we're appreciative of all of them and every branch.
I used to live close to El Toro. I loved the Marines there. They were a great part of the community, and I used to go run on the base with them. And I'm very grateful to the Marine Corps and all that they've done.
And then you went Army.
Yeah, I went Army. From when I was a tiny little guy, I knew I had to be a soldier. I just watched those Army movies every Saturday. I don't know if you remember that going that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
so what else? We got the military background, military police.
Yes,
wow.
yes, yeah. Military police, first lieutenant. Love being law enforcement. I wanted to be infantry. And the Army said, no, I have a legal background. I'm an attorney. So they said, no, with your legal background.
We got to be careful, Josh. We're in trouble now. Okay, so you can actually help me on these First Amendment issues that I talked about.
Yeah, that's right. We can. In fact, one of my colleagues and we're very much involved with First Amendment issues.
And you're all local.
Yes, local. 40 plus years here in Orange County.
Irvine, UC Irvine?
UC Irvine
wow.
Undergrad, yes.
Holy cow.
It was a lot different back in the day when I was there.
Was it?
Yes. I remember getting a standing ovation for espousing some conservative thought in a political science class.
In UC Irvine?
Yeah, UC Irvine. Yeah, wow. It was wonderful.
Now they'd probably excommunicate you for that.
Probably.
So tell me a little bit about your candidacy. What are we looking to accomplish? Why are you getting involved in this world?
Well, it's a critical time for our country. We're seeing such a movement away from our traditional conservative, kind of Christian values. And I really want to put a check on that. I don't like what the left is doing. I don't like what Joe Biden's doing. I don't like what the Democrats, Pelosi and them are doing. And when our state is used to be the golden state, it's not so golden now. And we need to fight. We need to step up. We need to speak. We need to do something to put a break to this craziness that's being imposed on us.
So here's the issue that I have all the time, and it's a crazy one. Maybe it's crazy. Congress has an approval rating. The last I saw was like about 9%. And it's only the other guy's candidate, right? I mean, it's 9%, but I'm going to still keep voting for the same person I voted for last time. Can you fathom why that is?
It's insanity. We're just hurting ourselves. We really need to look at these candidates closely and see who reflects our values. And I think that's part of why I'm happy to run in the 46, because I think my values match the makeup of that district. That district is about 66% Hispanic. So, being Hispanic, growing up in that culture, knowing the people, knowing how they think, knowing that, family values and the importance of opportunity and education are essential. And so I think that if people hear my message, learn who I am, they're going to like me. I'm a super, affable guy. I listen to people. I care about people. That's the nature of who I am.
People in California really care about anything other than the letter after your name?
It seems like that's how they vote, and that's tragic. We really need to focus on issues, what's important, and we're seeing a lot of that now. We're seeing a lot of growth, especially with these issues of critical race thinking. We see the mothers getting involved. I know North Tustin's got a real strong group that's out there challenging every day. We saw that in Virginia, just loving it. It's time for people to get active, time for people to get informed and know what's best for their families.
Yeah, it'd be nice if that happened. We had a couple on I think it was last week, might have been the week before. It's an organization called Protect Our Kids, and they're out there doing the same thing, talking about, hey, do you know what your kids are really learning in school? And it's interesting that you bring up the concept of understanding the issues as opposed to just the single letter. And I don't think people are spending the time. I don't know any Democrat or Republican in California that's excited about our gas prices.
No, that's
right. Yet we confirmed, I guess might be the right term, for Governor Newsom to stay in office. Right.
You're right. It's insane. And then, we also voted for that 46-cent tax increase on top of all the taxes that are already in place in California for gas. Makes no sense. I really think people need to be, get educated on what the two-party platforms are and what they represent, because I don't know how you can support a Democrat these days.
It's amazing. And you hear people that they still say, something, I like Joe Biden. I don't know why they say they like Joe Biden. I don't know what he's done other than, raise gas prices, get us a retreat from a war. I don't get it. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. We're going to continue our conversation with Christopher Gonzalez when we come back. I've also got a little bit of information for you. Consumers agree it's the right time to sell. We'll talk about that. And more excited to shop for a house than a spouse. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or RonSiegelRadio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. But the replay is available. Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Don't forget about the contest. You just have to text Big Game to 844-970-1990, 844-970-1990. Got it right there on the screen for you. You're going to be able to tell us who's going to win the big game and what the score is going to be. First person to get that right or closest, $50 dinner gift card. Take that special someone out for dinner. I don't know if we'll be able to get it to you in time for Valentine's Day, but we'll get it to you right as quick as we can. Obviously, if I knew what the final score was going to be, I'd be in Vegas right now. I wouldn't be chatting with you, so I have no idea either. No purchase necessary. The Real-Time Real Estate segment being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrhomedigest.com, rsrhomedigest.com. Consumers agree it's a good time to sell. In today's seller's market, many homeowners are weighing their options and trying to decide if they should sell their house. If you're in that group, you may be balancing things like ongoing health crisis, rising mortgage rates, and your own changing needs to determine your best time to make a move. However, recent data shows that the time may already be here. According to the latest Home Purchase Sentiment Index, HPSI, by Fannie Mae, 76% of consumers believe now is a good time to sell. Looking back over the past few years, it's clear consumers are incredibly optimistic today. Now, we got a graph that we're going to show you in just a minute. It shows the percent of survey respondents who say it's a good time to sell a house and their positive outlook. It's on the rise. The big dip near the middle of the chart indicates how consumer sentiment about selling dropped at the beginning of the pandemic as uncertainty about the health crisis and its impact grew. The good news is the trend today shows a continued drastic improvement, and people are feeling more and more confident with time about selling a home. In fact, survey respondents think it's an even better time to sell a house than they did in the lead up to the health crisis. The latest survey results indicate we're at one of the strongest peaks in seller sentiment since March 2019, hitting highs when 77% of people thought it was a good time to sell, only twice before in June and October 2021. Yeah, that's amazing. I'm going to say that the toughest thing is trying to find something to buy. That's even more challenging. Why are consumers so optimistic about today's housing market? From record high equity gains to record low housing supply and significant buyer demand, homeowners have more motivation than ever to sell. There are more buyers in today's market than there are homes for sale, and that's driving home prices up, making it a great time to sell your house. According to the National Association of Realtors, the current supply of homes for sale is at a 1.8 month supply, which is an all-time low. When the supply of homes for sale is low, sellers will likely see more offers, which is exactly what's happening right now. As NAR notes, quote, the average home for sale is receiving 3.8 offers, up from 3.3 offers just 1 year ago. Bottom line, with the inventory of houses for sale so low, pushing home prices in an upward direction, it's no wonder consumers think it's a good time to sell. If you're ready, give me a call, 800-306-1990. Happy to put you in touch with somebody that can help you. And then guess what? After you figure out what you're going to buy, I'd say go buy a house, and then let's sell it with the same agent. Just a thought for you out there. That's the Real-Time Real Estate segment brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest to 79564. Find that dream home before someone else does. So we're continuing our conversation. I've got a flyer right here. Can't share the flyer with you. Got to get this reprinted.
Yes.
Right? Christopher Gonzalez, he's running for the 46th District of the United States Congress for some unknown reason. At least by the time you get there, hopefully, it'll be a little bit more sane with a little bit more sane leadership.
That would be wonderful. Yes.
That would be amazing, right? So you're a local guy running in the neighborhood.
That's right.
You and I have that in common. I've lived in my wife, kids. I've lived in 2 zip codes my whole life. Both of them are Anaheim zip codes.
Oh, fantastic!
So, except I did go to Chapman. Is Chapman part of your district?
Just outside it.
Just outside. Okay, so
Yes.
so tell me what you want to accomplish when you get to Washington.
Okay. Well, it's really focusing on the people, and there's a lot of need in this district. We've got a lot of unique problems. We want to, we're always looking to develop business in there, and we need more opportunity. One of the things also too we're dealing with is the homelessness. You and I off the record here, we're talking about Mary's Kitchen, which is a great program. We're always talking about how we're going to help the homeless, and here's this great program that's been going on for a good 30 years, I believe, and they want to, they're closing it, and it's sad because that's one of the few places the homeless can get a nice meal. They get lunch and items to take with them. They get clothing. And we need to keep those kind of programs in place and funding. So that's something that a congressman can do something about. And I would look into other places like that, those kind of needs, those community needs, like Mary's Kitchen, Isaiah's House, Loaves and Fishes, Second Harvest. Those, we need to do more of that and find ways for our people and our needs. And there's a lot of needs in this district.
So one of them, homelessness is always a big, big issue. And I have a friend of mine that solved homelessness in his area and has a great organization, Solutions for Change. And I had one of their thrivers came on the program with me. And she had been homeless, had been incarcerated several times, very, very thankful to the police officer that saved her life. But her comment to me was, and it was on one of our broadcasts, that there's too much money in homelessness for it to ever be solved. What do you think? I mean, is she, she's saying there's so much money being thrown at it. Why would they want to solve a problem where that's so profitable?
Yeah, that's what I've been reading. I've been studying up on this. I know that a lot of the money that's given for homelessness is used in administration, and it's really not used to focus on their needs. I know that the San Diego has a good program, seems to be succeeding. They've got a tri-level effort that seems to be working. I would like to see more of us look at what they're doing in San Diego and try and use that here.
Well, maybe you will. I mean, I've offered visits because that's where Solutions for Change is in Vista,
Okay.
and I've made the offer to several different individuals. Nobody seems to want to go.
I
Right? I mean, it's interesting because that is a big one. I have a son that works at Disneyland, and he's almost afraid to get out of the car because of all the homeless that are right there. He can't get dropped off at the bus stop, but that's because it's filled with homelessness.
Yes.
Right. And it's a shame because it number one, it's a shame for the people that don't have a place to go, but it's also a shame when you've got the fear of other people that are in the same neighborhood because no one's really helping those folks.
I think they had it right in the 80s, like during Reagan. I know in Norwalk there was that old mental institution.
Right. That was great.
Yeah, I think we need to take a relook at that to see if that kind of care would be successful, because at least they're being taken care of. They're getting their medications. We can watch them for those that are mentally challenged, and those that aren't mentally challenged. Let's get them jobs. Let's get them work. Let's get them housing. Help them to get on their feet again so that they can be successful in life.
Yeah, that's a big issue, and we have another organization that I facilitate, and we were talking. I think it's called the Boise Decision, something along those lines, where you can't the cities and communities can't take people off the street unless they have a bed for them somewhere else. And like you're saying, the facility in Norwalk, my aunt worked there for over 40 years. It was a wonderful facility. I mean, you didn't want to be there, but right, it helped people.
It helped people, right? And if we get them off the streets, it makes our cities safer too.
What are we going to do to develop new business?
There's a lot of good stuff. The Biden plan is spending trillions, right?
Right.
What I'd like to do is focus that money locally. There's a lot we can do. We see Disneyland and the Angels be successful in the district. Well, they would benefit from things like lower taxes, less regulation. Let's sponsor economic growth rather than kind of spending them on these social programs.
That's amazing how people don't think about that concept, right? I mean, I've a big fan of Disney. Most people think that that the politicians give Disney everything they want, but Disney spends what I think their net is $80 million to the economy. added, not to the economy, it added to the budget for law enforcement and issues in the city of Anaheim. So maybe you want to incentivize more of that, right? That way the money isn't coming out of the consumer's tax dollar.
Yes, right. Yeah, we can look at that definitely. I know that the city of Anaheim's got a $1.8 billion budget that we could look to see how we could increase their spending, redirect it in a way that enhances business and enhances opportunities. Because I know as a Hispanic, all you want to do is work. That's what they're known for. They do the jobs that nobody wants to do. They just want to be able to pay, provide for their family and help out with their, family back home. And that's what we need. We need some good jobs for people to make a living, an honest living, and that's got the cost.
That's a interesting subject that you bring up, because it's so accurate, right? The legal immigration, the people that are coming into the country legally are hardworking individuals that want the American dream.
Correct.
Right? They just want to work hard, and get their family into a better place, like America used to be. Most not looking for the handouts. Yet, I don't understand why so many of them are voting for the group that wants to take money away from them, tax more and give less opportunity, wants to put them on a government dole that's the same as what they escaped from. Am I missing something?
No, you're absolutely right. The Democrats have done a good job of marketing to them. But fortunately, we're seeing that the Hispanics are moving to the right. They're moving to the Republican Party. They found that they were getting opportunity under Trump, that they were getting, costs were less, and then they're finding that what we're doing now is going in the wrong direction.
Who benefits more from, or who's penalized more from the high taxes and high gas prices than the working individual? Right? The guy that's got ultra success. Do you think that Jeff Bezos really cares if gas prices are $3 or $4? Do you think that Gavin Newsom cares if gas prices are $3, $4, $5 a gallon? Do you think Eric Garcetti cares about those things? It's the working men and women who really are penalized by this poor policy, yet we continue to vote the same way. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, I can't tell you why. I can't tell. Well, being that I've been married for 150 years, I can't get into this conversation. But there's a new survey that says Americans enjoy shopping for a house more than a spouse. I'm going to share the story with you when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing real estate, current events, and the financial markets. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, hey, don't forget the big game contest. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. You have a credit report. It is wrong. They all are. What are you doing about it? Got to share this story. Zillow came out with a report. It says that more than a third of recent movers say it's harder to find a house than a spouse. More than 60% of women prefer home shopping to dating. Most people say they have more deal breakers and a longer wish list for a romantic partner than for a home. Nearly 3 in 4 Americans believe they could fall in love at first sight with a home. I'm just reporting the information out here, so I don't know.
I got a bad feeling about this.
This is a report that came out in time for Valentine's Day. Zillow came out with this report. If you want a copy of the whole report, give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. We'll share the study with you. Don't forget about the big game contest. It's free. So there's no excuse for everybody not to join it unless you don't like to go out to dinner. $50 gift card. Text big game to 844-970-1990, 844-970-1990. Text big game. Tell me who's going to win. The Rams. Tell me what the final score will be. Closest person to the final correct score. Or if you spot on it, first person gets the $50 gift card. You do not need to buy anything. Just throwing that out there to you. Again, text big game 844-970-1990, 844-970-1990. Continue our conversation this morning. We are speaking with Christopher Gonzalez, candidate for the 46th District for the United States Congress. I had a friend of mine that was running for city council. I said to him, "You're nuts." He said, "You're right." But he had been as a retired firefighter, and he said, "Ron, I do it because it's in my blood. Service is part of my blood." And I look at your background in the Army, and then you shared with us that Dad was military, Granddad was military. Must be in your blood.
Oh, it absolutely is. In terms of politics, sixth grade, I was class president. I was in student government in high school. When I get to law school, I'm the class president at UCLA.
We're at UCLA.
Yeah, go Bruins.
Josh, we got a problem. There is a serious problem right here. Now, I do, just for your benefit, I'm going to give you your fight song.
That's great.
I do have some. I do have some friends that come on, and they do like Tribute to Troy better than the Bruins song. But that's a different story.
Oh yeah. Well,
UCLA.
Yeah.
We won't hold that against you.
I was a baby Bruin. The John Wooden years. You remember them?
Okay.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the last time that they had a decent team and decent athletic program, wasn't it?
No.
Okay.
Quite successful.
So you were a Bruin government too?
Bruin government too, class president.
Wow.
Yes. With most of my classes, liberal, very liberal. So, but yeah,
and now look at where they are.
Yeah, they're crazy. They give me a bad time all the time.
I would imagine.
Yes.
So it's a life of service and getting into the Congress and doing all this other good stuff.
And that's my work. My work's the same thing. I help people with their problems every single day. I'm a lawyer, a small firm here in Orange County. Just hundreds and hundreds of cases of just helping folks with all kinds of problems, A to Z. I listen. We figure out solutions and we get it done.
Wow. So you're gonna try and break another myth. I mean, I have trouble with Bruins, and now you're gonna tell me we got an attorney we can trust.
That's right. Definitely. Yeah.
But you got the military background, so that offsets all these other things. So
I tell people that some attorneys make it to heaven, so I'm hoping to be in that group.
There you go. And I look at all the community service stuff. I love the idea. Mary's Kitchen is a great one. My wife and I do support that one. Food banks has always been a biggie, right? I mean, there's a lot of people. It's amazing the amount of waste that we have. That and I grew up with a bad philosophy. I was told that I had to finish everything I ate, or else some kid in China was going to go hungry.
You starve.
And so I ate everything, obviously, right? And those kids are still going hungry. So, but now we can just give the food to the food bank. You got to do it a little bit more strategically now, just because of all the worries that there are in our society. It's got to be packaged and all the right way of doing things.
Those dang lawyers and liability.
Yeah. I wasn't going to say that, but you brought it up, Chris.
There you go.
But out there to go and help the community. You're grew up in the community and staying there to help out as well.
Yes, I went to Irvine High. I went to UC Irvine for my undergrad degrees. I also did my ROTC training at Cal State Fullerton. This is my turf. I volunteered with the district attorney's office in Santa Ana. just, I'm never going to leave this Southern California grown up.
Oh, you're gonna
boy.
Okay, the last conservative out, take the flag.
Yeah.
Throw that out there. Okay, so
Well, this is Ronald Reagan country, so we're gonna,
but unfortunately, Reagan's dead. That's
well,
amazing. Tax relief for the middle class.
Yes, that's huge.
That's what Mr. Biden, President Biden says that he's doing every day.
He's not doing anything. He's the worst president ever. I just, just these two big bills that he wanted to pass, the infrastructure bill, and then, the recent Build Back Better bill. That was what, $5.5 trillion. He told us when he was running for office that he was going to have enough. He wanted to raise our taxes by 11.3 trillion. 11.3 trillion. I don't think we even fathom how much is a trillion.
No, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. And you just told us a little earlier how much they're spending each day just for the mortgage issue, right? I forget how many billions.
100 billion a month.
Yeah, it's outrageous. So, and so who's paying for that? It's not Joe Biden.
No.
Right? Yeah, it's not
He doesn't
even
pay for
Mark.
anything.
Yeah, he doesn't pay for anything. It's you and I and all the constituents in the 46. It's the poor guy out there busting his butt, and they want to tax him for everything. There is all kinds of taxes. So this is just driving me crazy. You got income tax, property tax, you get sales tax, you got inheritance tax. It's insanity.
So the question is doesn't seem like there's a tax problem. Might be that there's a spending problem.
Yeah, there's a huge spending problem. And
we don't ever get rid of any, there's no program that's ever expires.
That's right. And they don't want to do the line item veto or a balanced budget amendment. They really should do those kind of things so that we can get rid of all that pork. We can, get some real money people in there that want to make this all work out.
Well, you brought up an item that's an old one. And it would makes the most sense, but I don't know Congress. I don't think they like the idea.
Yeah,
the line item veto.
I don't understand. That's a perfect solution for many of these bad bills.
It's amazing what would happen. I mean, and I think they got it passed in the Reagan years, and I think the Senate, the Supreme Court turned it away. I think that was.
I'm not sure. I don't know the history on that. Another one that's been around forever that we've been talking about. I know I've been talking about since I was a political science major at UCI, is this school voucher, the school choice.
Wow.
What is that? That's like the best, most fairest, most egalitarian bill out there. It gives opportunity for you, the parent, to decide how their child is to learn and to be raised.
I'm going to have to put you in touch with Mark Snyder over the Protect Our Kids organization, if you're not familiar with them. That we're talking about the exact same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You bring on the Protect with the vouchers, and it's going to bring something. Wow, might even bring competition to education.
Yeah,
really
unfathomable, right?
Right. I mean, instead of having a union that controls what our kids are learning.
Yes, and controls the teachers and controls how they vote, controls our politics here in California. It's the teachers union and the unions that are creating this democratic control of our state, which we're limited in what we can do.
Well, you're gonna have an uphill battle if you're going when you're trying to take on the teachers union. That's a tough one because they control so much, and in my opinion, damage so much of a state, damage so much of the kids. They're not helping. Every bill that comes out says, well, you're going to raise our taxes to help the kids, and then the money goes into something else, some slush fund.
Yes.
Right. I mean, and what is that fund? What's the fund of the teachers union? Right. A lot of great teachers out there. They're just not given the opportunity to teach what they think is the right things to teach.
We really need to look at education reform. I know some of the Bush plans that they had, the program they had to kind of control what was taught. I think it limits the teachers because then they focus on passing this test rather than educating the kids, especially for each community. There's a different need. There's different skills, different assessment that needs to be local rather than having it.
So here's another issue that I think you might have some input on. Friend of mine, senior citizen, so local right here. He has a medicine that he takes. I don't remember which one it was. Costs him $1,300 a month. His girlfriend gets the same medicine with her insurance out of New Mexico, and it costs her $30 a month. Same drug. Now he went to Canada and bought his. Instead of his $1,300 with his insurance, he's paying like $30 in Canada per month. Exact same drug. Is it? I mean,
that's not right. We need health reform. We need medication reform. All of that. One of the things that astounded me was that our drugs are being made in China. If you're on high blood pressure and they decide they're not going to provide that drug, what are all these people going to do, right?
And might catch COVID.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't say that. That's we'll be banned again, Josh. Right? I mean, but we are too dependent.
Yeah, we are too dependent on them, and these costs are outrageous. Congress needs to look at that. Why can they charge so much for a pill which doesn't cost them that much? And
I'm not for regulating the cost, but if we get some more competition out there, it might change things.
One of the things, my mother suffered from scleroderma for many years, and it's a brutal disease. She had 10 amputations on that.
Oh
yeah, it's brutal. So as she was going through that, she was an advocate for FDA expedition of new drugs, alternative stuff. She went to every member in Congress and asked them to take a look at this because we need that competition. We need to reevaluate so that this medication can be found for our friends like your friend who's in need.
Well, my opinion only. Your mom went to the wrong spot. She needed to be paying off Anthony Fauci. But that's just my opinion because that's the way the drug companies do it, and Congress gives them the money to do it. Appreciate you coming in to share with us. Good luck with your candidacy. Hopefully you'll be back before the election again to chat with us some more.
Oh, great. It was a real pleasure being here.
Let's get your website up. We got to talk about your website here. It's got to be here somewhere.
GonzalezForCongress.com.
It's pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
GonzalezForCongress.com if you want to get more information about Christopher Gonzalez. GonzalezForCongress.com if you want to contribute. I'm sure there's a way of doing that on there as well. And as always, I ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And, of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime. 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or RonSiegelRadio.com. Remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.